hiding in the corner. If everybody would like to come around, we'd like to get started. Got a couple people to speak, and then we got some refreshments. You'll have to bear with me. I haven't spoken in public in like 20 years, so I'm a little nervous. I got my notes here. Before I get started, I'm nervous to write up a speech or whatever, and I was thinking a part of a book, one of my favorite scenes from one of my favorite books, sort of reminded me of what we got going on here. It's an older book. It's a horror book. Obviously, that's what I read. By Stephen King. But the scene that it reminded me of was it was a party, and the whole scene, the narrator is talking about the difference between a city party and then like a small town country party. And the idea that the narrator kept pushing was everybody has a job. Everybody that comes to the party has a job. So you show up to the party and you talk to the host, and the host says, "Hey, in the kitchen there's some lettuce and tomatoes on the counter. Could you grab that big bowl and make the salad?" And the next guy shows up and they're like, "Hey, could you help me move the table around to the side in the shade? And that's where we'll eat in the shade." So they get a couple guys moving the table, and here's $20, go get us some ice and some beer and set it over by the table. The whole thing was everybody pitches in and everybody gets it done, and by the end of the time, everybody's having a good time and everybody knows their place. And it just kind of reminded me that that's kind of what Cole Camp feels like to me. I'm really proud to be from Cole Camp, and we've got like just a really incredible tight-knit community where everybody pitches in. So that idea from that book probably wraps up the 30 hours that I put into this page. But anyways, I'll get started. I just wanted to kick that out there because it was just a really neat, it hit me this morning that everybody has a role here, and it's not just the library, it's not just the city. Roy will speak here in a minute. It's not just my friends group. It's everybody plays a part, and we're very lucky, or I feel really lucky and blessed to be from a community like that. I've lived in a couple different cities, and that's not how it works in the city. Stuff gets done, people have fun, it's great, but it's different. It just means a lot more. So, anyways, that being said, I want to thank everybody for coming out today. It's kind of special. We don't get to do this a whole lot, but if you haven't physically been in the building in a while, we've kind of had a little bit of a facelift. If you have, you've seen it. We've had the painting and stuff done for a while. We had kids programs this summer, so this is a little bit of a delayed ceremony. We kind of had a facelift. We got new paint, we got new shelving end caps that are really pretty. We've moved a little furniture and shuffled, and it turned out really good. It's kind of like one of those surprise reality TV shows where they come in and give it a makeover, except it's been like 10 years in the planning. So it wasn't quite a surprise, but it was a nice surprise. I do have some people that I would like to thank. One, first off, is everybody that's here, the community of Cole Camp, kind of going back to everybody that plays a part. Thank you, Cole Camp. I'd like to say thank you to Cole Camp for giving me a chance to be your librarian. I've always loved libraries. I'm a big reader. That's how you get into the library. But thanks for letting me be your librarian. I've had some really big shoes to fill. Patricia Beckman was with us for like 40 years. Eugene is here. Hi, Eugene. Tell Patricia we said hi. But she left me some pretty big shoes to fill, and I hope that I can kind of meet that challenge. We've been working hard at it. I've been at this location for about 5 years. I'm just starting to get comfortable kind of doing my job here. I hope I'm doing an okay job. My girl's Jeannie behind the counter. Jean's with us. She helps constantly. And Mana, over here with my camera taking pictures, has been with us for a long time. And just a side note, Mana's going to be leaving us. So if you haven't heard that, which is not made real public, but I guess it is now. So Mana, thanks for helping out. She's my anchor. She's going to be really sorely missed. So she's been training me for the past couple weeks on all the stuff that I don't do on a regular basis. So anyways, thank you for giving me a chance. Thank you girls for supporting me. I really appreciate the group effort. Also somebody that I'd like to thank is my friends of the library group. Without getting into too many specifics, we don't have, I mean, we're a public library, so we don't have a whole lot of money to spread around. My programming budget is probably what, like $80 a year that I get from the state, something like that. And that's it, that's all the programming budget we get. So fundraising and the businesses of this community are super important. And my friends of the library go above and beyond, not only with fundraising, but the programming. They help me with everything that is done here that isn't books and checkoutable. So,
come on, girls, step forward.
Yeah.
Raise your hand.
This group right in here.
That's right. We've got Ellen, Julie, and Beth, and Gina, and Rita.
We couldn't really do what we do without them. I know that sounds cliche, but that's the God honest truth. So thank you guys.
And I am the face of Friends.
This
but
is Darla
I couldn't
Gottschalk.
do what
She's the president. She's
Thank
helping
you.
me out here.
I'm the face of Friends, but I couldn't do what I do without them, and without Jean, and without Mana, and definitely without Greg. Greg is unbelievable, and we couldn't do what we do if he didn't help us.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you, Doctor. Most importantly, the whole reason we're here today is to thank Carol Loomis. I don't know if everybody is familiar with Carol. She's a Colcan native. Her family's from here. She lives in New York. I really wish she could be here today, but she's getting on in years, and she just said her and her husband don't travel the way they used to. So this is all kind of done in her honor without her being here, but we're putting together a gift basket. We're videotaping, and we're going to have tons of pictures and guest book and everything. So, oh yeah, everybody that's here, I would request, please sign the guest book. We're going to be mailing that to her just as a nice personal thank you. She's just a really, really cool lady. She used to come in on a regular basis to check her emails when she's in town visiting family and just kind of mix and see how things are going. Back in 2004, on behalf of her and her mother, she donated a large sum of money to actually build this building. So in 2004, we had a groundbreaking ceremony. She built the building for Boonslick, so it was specifically donated for the library, which is just a mind-boggling thing to wrap your head around in a small community. She told the city that she would donate the building if we had the land, and let me see if I got their names right. I'm gonna make sure I do. John Cronky and Delamay Grabeau, am I pronouncing that right? Grabeau, okay. They provided the land for this building, which is also a huge, I mean, that's a pretty good chunk of change to donate to a library. So, you know, they did that, and in 2004 we had a groundbreaking ceremony for the Junge Memorial Building, which is our current home. We used to be uptown. This is a little bit bigger, if you guys remember it. Seemed big when I was a kid, but when you get to using it and you're a little bit taller, it's different. Since then, Carol has made a lot of smaller donations, just for small little projects that we might have going on. But I guess 2019, 2017, she called me and said, hey, do you guys need anything? And I instantly thought of my friends in the library group, because they're always doing fundraising and stuff for us. And we got a makeover. Boonslick is really, as a library, has been around for a number of years. They've been around for a little over 60 years, I think, at this point. And we've got 4 different branches. We're really lucky in Cole Camp because every other county, we're a tri-county library, Cooper, Pettis, and Benton. The other 2 counties only have 1 branch. Benton County has 2, which is really, really cool. We started as a satellite branch of the Warsaw branch, and our patronage basically demanded that we get our own branch. So here we are today, and it's really cool that the community has supported the library that long, and now we've got our own home, permanent home here at this location. And that's just really, really something to say about our community, and Carol recognizing the need and, you know, providing the funds to do such a thing. Once we got to talking about it, she offered us $20,000 to make improvements on services and furniture and things like that. The building itself is owned by the city of Cole Camp, so they're kind of my landlords. But we worked together with that financial gift from Carol, and we've got new paint here. I don't know if you guys, like I said earlier, if you've been in, you've seen it, but if you haven't, you're gonna remember the chalky white walls, stained ceiling panels, the industrial looking metal shelving we had that was kind of mixed matched and hodgepodge together. That gift that she gave us allowed us to put some paint and some color, and it was a fine building. The building itself is a great functional library, but it was a little industrial. It was really kind of impersonal. Nobody complained about it, but I know, just seeing our regular patrons and people that come in from out of state doing genealogy and everything, this is a lot more welcoming. It's a lot more contemporary and modern. If you visit other libraries, it feels like a modern library. You know, we've always had the great services and stuff that every library should have, plus some that a lot of don't. We're very, very lucky to have some of these services, but it really made it a nice place to like come home. I guess you don't say come home, but come to and relax and read the newspaper and read your books and talk about books and just catch up on town gossip and whatever. It's a very welcoming place, and we're lucky to have that. It didn't take long for us to transform it into what you see. You know, the work, all the planning and prep was like a year long, and then the work took maybe 3 months. So it was like really fast, and it happened really fast. It was neat to watch. Some of the things that we did was obviously the paint. We got the end caps for the shelving with her gift. We got a couple more pieces of furniture, some new computer tables for the kids that are permanent. We got a good start on switching all the lighting fixtures to LED. So we're gonna have, I mean, that's coming down to where it's gonna be code probably before too long, so we gotta jump on that. It just makes the place a lot more homely.
Carpet in the meeting room.
Carpet in the meeting room, that was a big one between the friends of the library.
If anybody saw it before.
That room takes a lot of abuse. All of our kids' stuff goes on in there. So paint, juice, anything that's that carpet. We got some really nice carpet and nice paint in there. That, again, it was a more industrial, cold, very utilitarian, I guess I should say. But now it's much more welcoming, and I know it's bright yellow, but it's, once you get into a heated discussion in there, it takes the edge off. So, Carol really understood the importance of the library in a small community, and she understood the need for the library. That's going to take me into kind of what I'm going to throw some numbers out at you real quick, just so you guys kind of know what happens here on a regular basis. I ran some reports, and over the past 5 years, annually we check out in just this building, not the library as a whole, but just this building, we check out over 15,000 books a year. We add, thank you to Linda and the people in headquarters, they do purchasing. We add about 350 books a year. That doesn't sound like a lot, but that's just this building. It's not the library as a whole. Just in this branch, we add about 350 books. That's about a book a day. That adds up really fast. It's pretty cool. We consistently add about 120 patrons a year. So we're growing, you know, that people are recognizing the resource that we've got here, and we're growing as a library. Our door counter, right over here by Julie, by the door, in the past year, we clocked over 10,000 coming in and out of our building. So that's a lot. I know our library, the parking lot's not always full, but it's always steady. People come in when they can, and we try to be open as much as we can, and people use it. So that's, again, we're blessed in this community to have such a resource. We get a lot of people that come in for internet usage, leading into some of the services we provide. Our internet usage is good. We've got 10 megabits a second speed on the internet now for patrons. That's coming up pretty quick. That's going to double. So we're going to have 20 megabit speed, which is pretty much what you're going to get anywhere, especially at home, unless you just have like super crazy connections. But I think we just got fiber optics run to the building. We're the first stop on the fiber line here in town, so it's pretty quick. It's really top notch. And that was something that Carol was always interested in. She always wanted, you know, I told you she comes in to check her email, and she was always on, you know, do we need faster internet? How fast is this internet? You know, are the people happy with it? And she would give us a couple bucks here and there to make sure that we stayed ahead of the curve in the technology department. And that's really cool. Some of the stuff that people come in to use just for the internet, it sounds like you could do this stuff at home, but not everybody has computers at home. Not everybody has a printer. We get people that come in and just to use our printer. You know, they'll come in with a flash drive because it's more expensive to change the ink in your printer than it is just to come give the library a quarter and print off your resume, you know? So when people come in, they do job searches. They write their resumes. They do their taxes. They connect to social services, like government funded services. You know, they don't have a computer at home and they need to fill paperwork out. Where are you gonna get it? Let's go to the library. I know they'll have it, so we do, you know. We can help them get that taken care of. Kids come in on a regular basis during the school year to do homework. College kids come in to do homework. College kids come in and utilize this as a testing site. I don't know, I've probably got like 2 or 3 different colleges that authorize me to tutor tests, and they'll come in and take their test and get college credit for it. They can come in and do their classes here with our free Wi-Fi, you know. We've got a couple different places where they can sit undisturbed and take care of business. People come in with hobbies. Robert over here, one of my most regular patrons, he's into antiques and he collects knives, and he comes in and he researches his hobby being knives and antiques and music and all kinds of stuff. Internet wise, we've got downloadable books. I know that's not brand new, but it's still one of our more popular services. You can download books to your phones, your tablets, your home computers. You can download audiobooks to all that. We've got genealogy services that we provide that you would have to pay for if you got a subscription at home. Streaming TV services. I mean, it's not like watching Netflix, but we've got a lot of the stuff that's on Netflix. It's just a different provider. It comes with your membership and the taxes that you pay. So it's not straight out of your pocket like that. Online services, like I said, we've got ebooks, we've got magazines, tons. I don't even know how many periodicals we've got, but it's probably in the hundreds online, you know. So all these is just scratching the surface of what you can get on your tablet or your computer at home. And it's something you don't have to buy, just boop, 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 and it's right there at home in your hands. Audiobooks, streaming video, tutoring for school-age children. We've got an amazing setup. I tell everybody that's got school kids. We've got tutoring K through 12, occupational prep, testing. You can do practice tests like your GED and what do they do now to get into college? The ACTs, sorry, thank you. ASVAB, all that stuff, plus occupational training, you know, get you started on what it's going to be like to be a nurse or something. You can take that and it'll translate directly into going into college. So just because you don't see it every day, we do have a lot of services that people do utilize. And it's just amazing to see such a small town have a resource like this library that can stand up to just about any library in a big city that I've ever seen, you know. Children's and adult programming, I already said thank you to the Friends group. We do a lot of kids programming. Most of the different programs that we have, again, my Friends group helps me with a lot of those. Every major one, we do at least 2 major things a year. We probably average between 50 and 70 people for every one of those consistently. Then we've got our summer programs for the kids, the summer reading programs. Obviously, we do the book reading club, where the kids get prizes and we keep track of how much they've read. But we also do a weekly demonstration series where we're kind of given a theme and we're allowed the freedom to just run with that theme and get the kids in and give them learning opportunities throughout the summer that's not as structured as a classroom, so it doesn't feel like you're going to school, but they're still learning stuff almost kind of by osmosis. You know, we do activities, or I try to do activities that are fun, but still they're getting something out of it more than just like playing video games or something at home or glued to their cell phone on Facebook or whatever. So anyways, again, just to kind of wrap it up, thank you everybody for coming. I appreciate it. That's really all I've got. I just want to say I'm proud to live in a small town like Cole Camp, and we've got an amazing library, and thank you guys for supporting it. And thank Carol, obviously, for kind of helping us realize what potential we have. So, again, if everybody would please sign the guest book, sorry, getting caught now. Guest book, we'll be sure to send that to her after we get everything together. Next up is Darla. Real quickly, as a thank you to Carol for this, we had a couple plaques made. This plaque here with her portrait on it is going to be mounted here in the library, so we'll be holding on to that. And then along with the guest book and some other thank you letters and stuff, we are going to be sending her a plaque with a picture of the building that she basically built, which I thought would be cool since she doesn't get to get here so much anymore. So anyways, thank you Carol, thank you guys. I'm gonna turn this over to Mary Pat, or I'm sorry, Mary Meyer. Got me nervous standing here. Anyways, I'm gonna let her speak for a little bit, and then I'm gonna turn the table over to city representative.
I'm Martha Meyer. I'm the current president of the Boonslick Regional Board, and I love listening to him say all the things our library does. Is that great or what? I mean, I know about them, but just to hear thing after thing of the way we improve a community. When Carol grew up here, she loved to read, and she carried that right into a career as one of the foremost financial journalists that we have in America. And the fact that she knows how important libraries are to communities is just amazing. We are so lucky that we have this philanthropist who sort of looked out for us all these years. I remember in early 2000s, I forget which year, we had a meeting in the old library, and the old library, which she had helped put a new roof on, she remodeled the bathrooms, had them remodeled. She helped us become ADA compliant. The Americans with Disabilities Act was passed in 1990, and our back door became a way to get into the building for our people who needed wheelchairs. Incredible help. Anyway, we had this meeting, so we're sitting in that little space, some of you remember, and she said, I intend to fund a building for the Cole Camp Library. We were flabbergasted, amazed, thrilled. It was amazing, and it all happened. So in 2004, we leased this space that the city of Cole Camp built for us to be in. We pay $1 a year in rent. We provide the library board provides everything that's inside the building: staff, books, materials, everything you see around you. And city of Cole Camp takes care of the outside of the building. And together, I think we can be a good team. It's just such a heart of the community, as Greg was saying. We love what he's doing here. We're so grateful to him for his efforts in making this the library that it is. Also to the other staff, Mana and Jean, and they do a great job here. The Friends of the Library are obviously invaluable. All the citizens of Cole Camp that use this library, and of course the city, our landlord. We couldn't do it without this team, as Rick said, working together. Just want to reiterate how grateful we are that Carol made this all happen, and she understands how important libraries are, has understood the whole time how important libraries are to communities, and here we are. Thank you, Carol. Thank you.
I'd like to, next, before we get to the cake and the fun stuff, introduce Roy Wagner. He is an employee of the city. He's our maintenance guy. He's the one that keeps the yard and grounds looking really nice, so that I don't have to worry about it, which is actually very nice. But he's got a couple things to say.
Thank you, Greg. Good afternoon. First of all, Mayor Foreman sends his apology that he couldn't be here today on this special occasion. So just last night, I was asked if I would come and represent the city. I do not have a nice speech like Greg just had, but it sounds like Carol Loomis is someone that I would have liked to know. Sounds like a very caring person about the city, this beautiful library, and all you people. Like I said, I really didn't know her, but from what I've gathered from others, it sounds like she's a very special person. And those of you who have met her and related to her, you're very fortunate. So anyways, with that being said, I'm here to represent the city of Colcamp. And on behalf of the city, we are donating this bench and honoring Carol Loomis for her appreciation, her generosity, for everything that she has done for this library and for the city of Colcamp. We do thank her very much from the bottom of our heart. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. That's about all we got for a presentation today. I would invite you to take a look around, see if anything jumps out at you. We'd be more than happy to check it out and send it home with you. In the meeting room, if you go back through this hallway, we've got some refreshments, and I've actually invited some of the community groups that utilize our meeting room, seems like almost daily, to let you know about their organizations and see if that is something that would interest you. We've got a lot of really cool stuff going on. I've got a table that kind of highlights some of our services that we do here at the library that is more and beyond just books. Anyways, thanks again for coming out, everybody.
One more thing I'd like to say. When you just speak off the cuff, sometimes you forget. I just remembered. One person I'd like to thank today is Linda Alcorn, our library director. I want you all to know how very, very determined she is that this library system is going to run smoothly, and we really appreciate her efforts.
Thank you, Linda.
And I got one more thank you. Barbara Schrader, playing the violin for us. She's great. She's one of our amazing Sedalia patrons that I kind of begged a little help from. She will gladly take payment in hidden stones. So if anybody's got some of those, you're more than welcome to share with her. So.
Mildred's here too. She comes.
And Mildred, there she is. Oh. Mildred is another one of my people that help. She comes in every week and helps us go through our books. We call it our mobile system. I'm not going to get into it. Super, super tedious, and she keeps us in line. Her and one other lady, Ann Kirchhoffer, who was in earlier, but I guess she's already left. But anyways, like I said, it takes the whole village, and it works. So thank you.
Pat Myers here.
And Pat Myers, again, back here. She was back
working here.
Anyways, that's it, folks. If you've got any questions, please grab me or Jean or anybody that looks like they might know what they're talking about. We'll try to get you your answers. So. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for all your hard work, Linda. Everybody.
Okay.
Or something like that.
Especially because
Yeah, I don't know. I'll enjoy my paycheck until I don't have one coming around. Hopefully I didn't bore anybody. You're just here for the fun. Here for the paint.
Sunday.
turned out good, hopefully. Thank you all for coming.
your violin playing.
Thank you, I'm not disturbing the people who are here to do
Love
something.
it.
Thank you.
My grandpa played the fiddle, and I buy season tickets, and I hear you up there at
Oh,
the symphony.
that's scary.
No, it's great. I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, I was thrilled. I love Greg. Is that enough for you, Greg? Have they cleared out?
Thank you for coming.
Oh, sure, it's fine.
Appreciate it.
You know, you did a great job.
Gave us a little class down here in the sticks.
Hey, you know what? The smartest thing you did, pulling out those statistics, that's impressive.
Did it sound all right?
Oh, it sounded great. The only thing I objected to is you said I'm going to talk for 2 or 3 minutes, and it was 22 or 20.
I had no idea.
I
You
know
guys
you
needed
don't.
to like
No.
flag me down.
No, because that was the important part where those, how many of those people know how many people come through it? 10,000? I mean, that is impressive, you know, and seriously, that really is. How
Yeah,
many
for a
books
little
are checked
town, it
out.
really kind of is.
Yeah,
I mean, you think about all the festivals and stuff we have,
uh-huh, but.
you know, those numbers
But still,
stand out.
the number of books that are checked out, which are generally not checked out to those people who are driving through town.
No.
You're not going to get
No.
those back. You know?
No.
You know, and yeah. And yeah, this is really cool. It was a nice, you did a great job.
Good. Yeah, my notes, I don't think I even really looked at my notes except for the stats, so somehow I stretched 5 paragraphs at the
No,
time.
I mean, and that's perfectly okay. It really is. But I just thought it was funny. You were like, I'm so nervous. I'm only going to do 2 or 3 minutes. And I'm going, no, bring out 12, 18.
Greg, it's lunchtime,
No,
buddy.
I don't know. I mean, it was fine. I expected it to take about this long. But yeah, it was really nice.
Okay, good.
So,
Good, cause I was worried,
No, you
or
don't need
nervous,
to
I
be
wasn't
worried.
worried.
They've done a great job here. Yeah.
Gene, you gonna take a piece of cake over to Patricia?
Yeah, we're picking up truck already.
Good, good.
Right back up and chill, officially.
Yeah, I think they want us to sign a card or something over there, if I'm not mistaken too. I think, if I'm not mistaken.